悪くなかった。
いいぜ。
Where we last left off, Sukuna had put out an absolute masterclass, which left Yuji feeling empty. But even though he views himself as a murderer, he must keep pushing forward, just like his sensei Nanami. Shogo really did him dirty and burnt half his body off. He's so burnt out, he starts calling back to what he'd want to do in retirement: visit Malaysia. At the same time, he has to keep fighting in order to make sure his students are safe. So we get a beautiful illusion of Nanami fighting, and each action reflecting his mind at a state of peace, while Yuji is on his way to the station. But when he arrives, he's greeted to a terrifying sight. Turns out Mahito sent the transfigured humans towards Nanami and was watching the whole time. Yuji can't believe what he's seeing. As Nanami reflects about his life as a whole, he thinks about Haibara, the man who's the reason Nanami cares so much about his students' safety. Haibara points towards Yuji, and Nanami realizes he can die happily, as he says,
あとは頼みます。
History had just repeated itself. Yuji failed to save another person, and worst of all, it was to the same guy. And as he shouts in anger, Mahito just mocks him. Yuji's mental state is slowly beginning to crumble yet again. Yuji's determined to get his get back, so he charges instantly towards Mahito, yet hesitates for a second when he hears the transfigured human speak. Then Mahito uses soul multiplicity and sends an earthworm at Yuji, spawns in its mouth, and sends Yuji flying. But it's all good, because he got a scar now. The fight comes to a halt for a bit as Yuji asks Mahito why he continues to mock people, and Mahito's response is to replicate himself, killing Junpei and telling Yuji, "You are me," and Yuji can't beat him until he accepts that. Yuji is tired of Mahito's yapping as they prepare to throw hands again.
Round 1, fight!
After that exchange, they both walk out and look at Yuki's face. The only thing on his mind right now is killing Mahito. Round 2 starts off with Mahito just spraying explosive bullets, and one of them happens to hit the elevator button. Then he starts using Gear 3 and tries to stomp out Yuji like he a Goomba. The elevator door opens. Yuji yeets this machine at Mahito as a distraction and hits the dipskis in the elevator. But Mahito ain't gonna let him get away that easily. He sends a gigantic fist towards Yuji, but Yuji counters by using Diversion Fist. The impact is so strong that the elevator rope snapped and the elevator starts falling down at full speed. Mahito then proceeds to just drop down and tries to kiss Yuji, but Yuji don't swing that way. He swings back at Mahito and hits him with the 1-2 hezi and jumps before Mahito can attack back. Mahito uses his earthworm again as his own elevator, sends an attack towards Yuji, which he dodges, followed by a big ass hand. Yuji breaks through it and Mahito does what he does best: run away. Oh wow, just two innocent humans chilling in Shibuya station when a war is going on. What can possibly go wrong?
Hey bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet!
Flashback.
Earlier, Mahito and Jogo set a challenge for who could find Yuji first, and along the way, they encountered some humans that Mahito added to his arsenal. He then proceeds to do a shadow clone jutsu so he can find Yuji faster.
End of flashback.
While all this is going on, my glorious Slay Queen Nobara embarks towards Shibuya Station and encounters Mahito's clone on her way there, calls Mahito a pussy, and claims he will win. Guys, I don't feel so good about this. Nobara aims her nails at the billboard, they fall, and Nobara applies another set of nails while kicking the board and lands a headshot on Mahito. It's not very effective though, and Mahito hits her with the baka, but Nobara got an ace up her sleeve. She starts charging in and uses spikes by throwing pins on the ground and activates them, catching Mahito completely off guard, and uses resonance, a move that has the power to damage souls. That's why she's the fucking GOAT. This move ends up affecting the real Mahito, which leaves him paralyzed for a bit, and Yuji takes full advantage of this opportunity.
Ready, go!
Nobara really gave Yuji the greatest lob of all time. Mahito starts running from Nobara because he's a biatch and splits off before Yuji can land another hit. Yuji chases after Mahito and notices the shadow clone. He assumes they're gonna merge back together, but little does he know, Mahito is going for the kill. Yuji kills Mahito's shadow clone, but it's already too late. We get a close-up of Nobara, and it cuts to 2009. Flashbacks in anime equals death. Nobara's flashback shows us her childhood. She's always been an adventurous woman trapped in a closed environment with no mother or father figure. She relied on building a sisterly bond with Fumi and Sayori, and as she thinks back about her life and the people she had connections with, practically all the chairs are empty except for the people she was covering with her left hand. Yuji, Megami, Gojo, and the other Jujutsu sorcerers she met along the way. But most importantly, Fumi, her childhood friend she failed to keep her promise with. As the screen cuts back to Nobara, she tells Yuji, life wasn't so bad. And that's the end of Nobara. Gege, when I find you, bro, can't keep getting away with this shit, bro. Mahito had succeeded in breaking Yuji's resolve, as he doesn't even give Yuji time to take this in and hits a black flash and continuously pummels Yuji, clowning him for his childish resolve, thinking this was just some fantasy game. But this is war. Right before Mahito can kill Yuji, Aoi, the Chad autist Todo, saves Yuji and tries to encourage him to get up. But Yuji can't bring himself to keep going forward anymore, as he's completely lost his conviction and views himself as some useless murderer. Mahito is filled with pleasure hearing Yuji suffer, but Todo gives a speech about Jujutsu sorcerers and how they lose the privilege of living a normal life as soon as they become one. Todo, Nanami, Nobara, and Yuji all are Jujutsu sorcerers, and as long as they live, their dead comrades have not truly been defeated, as they all put their faith onto the next sorcerer to finish the job they started. And that's what keeps Jujutsu sorcerers going. This gives Yuji the motivation to keep fighting. He temporarily gets healed by Blondie, and Todo takes on Mahito by himself.
Fight!
What are you aiming at?
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
NANI?
Mahito slowly adapts to Todo and forces him to dodge a vital surprise attack, but Todo swaps with Yuji. He thinks about Nanami and claims he won't let his death be in vain, as he'll take on his share of suffering, and hits Mahito with the cleanest black flash. Bro went plus ultra, and just like that, Yuji continues to keep moving forward and teams up with Todo to take on Mahito for the last time. Yuji and Todo looking like prime Shaq and Kobe with the two-man game, as Todo catapults Yuji towards Mahito, sending them underground. Yuji tries to apply more pressure, but Mahito creates space and creates a shadow clone. How can he get jumped when there's two of him? Mahito thinking smarter, not harder. He knowing Mahito's shadow clone gets destroyed, so he uses body repel to send them even deeper underground and tries to isolate Yuji and Todo by sending a transfigured train towards them. He succeeds in taking the one with Todo, but Todo's bag runs deep. Peep game right here. Dodge rolls the first slash, parkour jumps above Mahito to hit him with a sidekick, recovers and charges back towards Mahito, catches both his blades and uses the clapping of Mahito's hand on his stomach to swap out with Mahito's left blade and kick him in the elevator.
A few moments later.
Hey yo, these niggas beating my ass right now. Brother, I'm high shit right now. Let me cook. I bet. Kobe. I feel one for all pulsing through my veins right now. All Might, Deku, I don't give a fuck. I'm Todo, Aoi, and this is the story of how I became the world's #1 hero. I'm coming for your ass, Shigaraki. The fuck this bad nigga just call me? What kind of woman is your type? I like tall women with flat asses. Mahito takes no damage like always, but that's okay since now everyone's power is at 120%. He uses an omnidirectional body repel that makes switching useless, which sends him back over ground and tells Yuji this is the last time they'll curse each other out. Todo feels disrespected. There's no way Mahito forgot about him, so he swaps him with Yuji. Yuji goes for the decapitation kick, but Mahito decapitates himself in order to create a lifeless body clone, regenerates his main body, and then creates an attack-based transfigured human. So Todo swaps the body double with the main Mahito and takes the one with the transfigured human, but it punches him and sends him flying. Todo is that guy though, so he yeets a hanger like a boomerang behind the transfigured human, swaps with it, and one-shots it. Meanwhile, Yuji is out here fighting for his life. Mahito is sending straight earthworms, and one of them ends up breaking the Shibuya sign, but Yuji picks it up and throws it straight at the worm, and then grinds down like he shadowed the hedgehog, locks eye contact with Mahito, and goes for the high jump kick, but Mahito tosses him to the deserted Shibuya area Sukuna caused. But luckily, Todo is there, so in order to split them up, Mahito activates his domain expansion, but last time he used it, Sukuna fucked him up, so he thinks back to seeing Gojo activating his 0.2 second domain, and says fine, I'll do it myself. Confronts Sukuna thinking he's him, but Sukuna doesn't even say a word. Mahito transfigures Todo's arm, blitzes towards him, and uses a black flash. Todo was able to survive the hit since he imbued all his curse energy to his core area, and Mahito starts charging towards Todo, but little does he know, Todo has the power of autism on his side.
NANI?!
Good! Great! Awesome! Outstanding! Amazing!
Huh?
It's out of the park!
But now it's Yuji's turn, as Todo is out of commission, but Mahito has finally found the true essence of his soul and transforms into his true form. Yuji is shook. He goes for the punch, but it does no damage. And now Mahito's body is even tougher than Choso's was, and uses a part of his body to slash Yuji. Thankfully, just his arm was hit. They get to boxing, and Mahito is simply just outclassing him. He scrapes the skin of Yuji's mouth off and face palms him so hard it creates a huge crater in the ground. Yuji's body is reaching its limit, but so is Mahito's, and Yuji hits his leg back into place, and decides the only way to defeat Mahito is by unleashing a black flash. They both square up and the final clash begins. Yuji goes for the punch, but Mahito feels the presence of a black flash and dodges it by springing around like he Bellamy. He charges back in and they exchange blows, but Yuji catches Mahito lacking with his divergent fist, and Mahito prepares to counter. Yo, boom! It is I, Todo, the artist, not this bad boy. I alone am the honored one, and thou clap, thou cleanse, thou soul. I guess this truly was our Jujutsu Kaisen. Did he just hit me with a hezi? Never underestimate the power of left, right, good night, you bum ass. It's always Gojo the main character, Yuta Solo's LMC, and then you have the audacity to say, I'm you. But look at you, swagless and begging for forgiveness. I might be you in the way I mindlessly save my people and you kill, but what separates us at the end of the day is that I'm the main character and you're just a side villain whose sole purpose is to develop my character.
How about I take my motherfucking goddamn covenant, chase you down in the middle of the motherfucking snow? You're running. You see a bunch of us in black cloaks running towards you. You see me in a gold cloak. Big, tall, muscular, evil-ass motherfucker running at you.
For the first time in his life, Mahito had felt uneasy. He had never experienced this feeling before, but little did he know, this was fear.